Hello again. Thank you everyone for joining us. We are coming to you live from CWD. So that is the Children with Diabetes Friends for Life Conference live in Orlando, Florida. So if you're not familiar with CWD, Children with Diabetes is an awesome organization that helps provide families with education, resources, support, encouragement, inspiration for kids living with type 1, the families, the people that love and support them, and frankly, people of all ages living with diabetes. And every year, they have a Friends for Life conference in Orlando, Florida, which is really an awesome time to learn something new, to see some sessions, to get to connect with others, people of all ages in the diabetes community. And this year, as you might notice, the theme is dinosaurs. So we are super excited to be back again this year as Medtronic. And here in the booth, we're talking all about technology that helps give people the power to roar. So I'm really excited. I'll let you know who I am. I'm Katie. I work here on the marketing department at Medtronic Diabetes, and I'm joined today with two members of our Medtronic champion community, Maggie and Sarah, both of whom have a child who lives with T1D. So enough of me. I want to get to know you guys. So I'm going to pass the mic literally and figuratively to Sarah. Do you want to give us a little bit of an intro of who you are?
Hi, my name's Sarah, and my son Jackson was diagnosed about 9 months ago with T1D. He was 9 years old, and we live in San Antonio, Texas.
Hey everybody, my name's Maggie, and I'm here with my daughter Abby. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 1 year ago yesterday. We celebrated her diabetes anniversary.
Cool, thank you. So you guys are fairly new to the diabetes journey, but already getting a lot of the benefits of being around community and technology. So if I remember correctly, both of your kids started on multiple daily injections for a while right after diagnosis, right? And then recently had shifted over to the MiniMed 780G system. So can you talk a little bit about what those experiences were like, using injections versus the pump, and sort of what your experience has been so far with your family?
Sure. Since switching over from multiple daily injections, our life has just been so much easier. We used to have to really section off his food and be sure we knew the exact carb counts of everything beforehand, really making sure wherever he was going, it was pre-planned, and it just made life a lot, harder. So being on the MiniMed 780G system, we've been able to really relax a little bit and let him have a little bit more freedom to eat and experience things that other normal kids without T1D do, and not worry so much about, having him do anything differently.
And I know that is so critical, especially with mealtimes. It's like, when that is a complicated thing, it's almost like we have to do it every day. So that complicated thing happens every single day. So it's so cool to hear that, it's making things a little bit easier. Maggie, what would you say?
Yeah. Well, I would echo everything that you just said. I guess the thing I would add is Abby is one of four for our family. And so mealtimes before diabetes was already kind of crazy. It was like little catfish coming in for the kill. And so after switching to the MiniMed 780G system, it just made meal times, we were able to give Abby like a sense of autonomy again, where she could go through the meal buffet and make her plate, and then we would look at her plate and we would carb count, and then we would administer what she needed. So I think that was one of the biggest kind of pieces of freedom that we got back when we switched to the system. And thus just made meal times where we could focus on one another and just having fun together and talking about our day, and less restrictive to her plate and what was on her plate and then how we were going to administer the shot.
Totally. And who doesn't love food? So would love to eat, what you want to eat and be driven by your hunger levels instead of when you have to eat, and all of those different things. So that's super cool. We've also heard from a lot of different people that it can make sleep easier as well. Has that changed your experience, coming from needing to be on shots and monitoring all of the time, and sort of what that meant for your peace of mind?
Yes. Our sleep has been so much better. I feel like I was waking up in the middle of the night so many times. I don't know if you were doing the same, but I was waking up and constantly checking. And now sometimes I'll still wake up just because out of habit, but I will look at the app on my phone and see that he's good and go back to sleep. And I know that his pump is taking care of him. And so I've gotten a lot more rest. I feel like when he was first diagnosed, it felt like the newborn stage again. And it was exhausting. But now it's, I sleep pretty much mostly through every night. Even if I panic and wake up, I look and he's good and I go back to sleep. So
I totally echo all of that. My husband and I, that first few nights on the pump, when she was on the pump, we were like, whoa, we haven't had this much sleep in a while. So it was
first time a newborn.
Yeah, it's totally just like the first time your newborn goes that 5 or 6 hour stretch, you wake up and you feel you can run a marathon. So sleep, definitely, the pump helped improve her nighttime highs and lows and just kind of to keep her more in a steady state. So, yeah.
I love that. And it's like, that's one of the best parts about our job, besides connecting with you guys and people like you in the community, is hearing about all of the ways that it's making life easier for people. And so one of the things we've been hearing quite a lot is that, after starting to use the MiniMed 780G system, a lot of people get something back that they didn't even realize they were sort of missing or that they could gain. And so what would you guys say is something that you or your family or your children have gotten back since switching to the system?
I would say ours is kind of two parts. He got back his independence, and that was really important. And we, as a result, got back our relationship. I feel like before we were on the pump, he constantly felt like I was nagging him to take care of all the things that we had to take care of. And now, because we're on the pump and we know that it's taking care of things in the background and I don't have to constantly check in with him, I can see it on the app. It has helped him gain independence, and it's helped me just gain my relationship back with him that I think we would have lost if we would have continued.
Yeah, what we got back was a less of a sense of the burden that can come with the diabetes diagnosis. Like you never want to say that your kid's a burden, because they're not. And I'll do whatever that she needs to care for her medical needs, any of my children. But there's definitely like a burden that you would carry around food and going to events. And so I feel like we really got back just the freedom to just enjoy life together and to be with one another and not have that fear that can be associated with the lows and the highs that we experienced on the shots.
Totally. And life is so unpredictable. And on it, so it's like life with kids is unpredictable enough, and then you add diabetes into the mix. Anything to do with health that. So speaking of events, we are here at Friends for Life, which is such a shining example of the power of community in living with diabetes. And so actually, this is both of your first times attending Friends for Life. So I'm curious to hear from you guys what this experience has been like for you guys, and just what it means to be here and part of this kind of a community event and the importance in diabetes.
It's been really fun for us. I will say this is the first time we've been around other kids with diabetes at home. We only know one other child with diabetes, and so it's been really cool for Jackson to be around other kids with diabetes, and for me to have the community of other moms and realize that we're all kind of on the same journey and dealing with the same kind of things, and having that community and those friendships has been really amazing so far. So hello.
Yeah, I think that community aspect kind of just normalizes life for us. And two stories come to mind to kind of summarize my experiences. One, even just today at lunch, we weren't quite sure what the carb count was at lunch, but we were able to lock eyes and kind of estimate together. And that was beautiful. And there was just some assurance that, okay, all right, we're doing the right thing. And then also at the pool the other day, we all went swimming and the kids were playing on the slide, and all of a sudden we hear like some beeping that goes along with life with diabetes, and all of us were like, well, which kid is it? And there was just this like normalcy, and like I loved that my daughter was able to see like, oh, it's not just me, that there's a community of people out there that are walking the life that she's walking, and that she's not alone, which is such a gift as a mom to know that she knows she's not alone. I want that for her, but now she kind of has that. Yeah.
It's so true. And actually, I remember, I think, Sarah, you were telling me the other day, meeting somebody who was just brand new to the diagnosis and, resonating with that feeling of being new on this journey. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I just remember how terrified we were in the beginning. And I met a mom yesterday who was 1 month into diagnosis. And I just loved being able to hug her and support her and make sure she knows that she's not alone. And then being just personally excited for her, knowing that, in a few months, she's going to feel completely differently. And being here is great. And she's learning a lot and getting that community earlier. But also, it's going to be okay. She's going to get through this. She's met some community. She's learning about great technology. And things are going to look completely different for her in a few months. And that was really great to kind of help her get there.
Absolutely. I'm so glad she got to connect with you. It's that is the power of community and in sharing knowledge and encouragement, because diabetes is, a challenge. So that's part of the reason that we have the diabetes community, that we have the Medtronic Champion community. And I love that. Thank you guys so much for being here today and for being such awesome parts of that community. And thank you guys all for tuning in and for spending a little bit of time with us. If you're here at Friends for Life, stop by our booth and say hi. If you're tuning in from home and you asked some questions, we are going to be following up on our Instagram stories later today. So make sure to watch those for any answers. And stay tuned. We'll be here for Friends for Life all weekend, and we'll see you soon.